beautiful souls. Caroline here, welcome to my channel. I'm going to burn some Palo Santo. Just tapping in with myself, how I feel this morning. And there is a dense energy, particularly around my sacral chakra. Sort of a water retention almost. So sort of the body's feeling that it needs to hold on to things. It could be even as simple as I always fill this up twice a day to get through my water, and I add minerals and electrolytes. And yesterday I didn't so much. And I did have a couple of coffees, which I try not to. And I think that could be, I find the next day, I don't know, just find out for yourself, but the next day my energy levels aren't as great. But not only that, also the mental chatter that goes on at times. The things that, you know, for me, can get into overwhelm sometimes. For all the things that you're wanting to achieve. But there is a part of you that just needs to be present with self, particularly if your nervous system has been in overdrive for years, your parasympathetic nervous system. So I just ask you to take a big deep breath in with me now. And release. Big deep breath in. And release. Big deep breath in. And release. Letting go of all the stress and the strain. Just calling on guardian angels, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the balance of divine masculine and divine feminine. I feel that today might be paying closer attention to the divine feminine, the divine mother in this reading. All those goddesses that through no fault of their own had to learn about the human condition, the lower frequencies, and they had to go into the lower realms. They know what you face with people, situations, family, friends, associates. You may have become extremely defensive to your energetic aura, that you have limited access to yourself to protect your nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system. And we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system to calm and release. Another big deep breath in. And release. Big deep breath in. And release. Just let that burn on its own. So I'm going to look at Kali Ma. I'll just read what it says about Kali, the wild mother of divine grace, spiritual freedom and radical transformation, embraces your courageous heart. Kali, the wrathful goddess of supreme spiritual protection, welcomes your tender heart. Kali, the pure and ever watchful, stands against all that obstructs your fulfillment. The ego may fear her, but your true self takes comfort in her ferocious compassion and unyielding wisdom. Dance, revel, and rejoice in the presence of the Great Mother. With the empowering insight of Alana Fairchild and the striking imagery of Jimmy Manton, this unique oracle set is an offering of guidance, clarity, and healing that invokes unconditional love, divine blessing, and authentic spiritual unfoldment. Share sacred space with Goddess Kali in her many forms for a direct experience of her alchemical power. Be held in the glory of her being and behold your destiny. So I'm part of the collective, was launched on a twin flame journey, but realizing that this is more than romance. In fact, I did romanticize it there for a moment, but I realize now that it was very much part of my awakening, my chakra ascension, should we say, and unearthing the darkness within or without, and recalibrating, bringing the shadow into the light. And any more, and helping you to pause and ponder other truths beyond patriarchal religion, which can trap you in a belief that you will be saved when you're the one that is responsible for your active participation in your own protection and enlightenment. I'll take that one. Ooh. And to connect the head with the rest of the body. This is the one that came out first. So I'm just going to read that one, and if I feel called, I will go into the other one. 19. Hope you're doing well. Definitely been feeling a little bit time to give to me. Our cosmic mother is the light bringer, the sun and the moon, the light of renewal and healing. She is the divine voice, the sound of creation, the sublime note that births a golden era. Hers is the capacity to create a clean slate and a fresh start. She is hope, and she is arising. She protects and preserves that which is worthy of the heart. She shines in a perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, reigniting our creative fires and attracting to us the most supportive and honouring circumstances. Her presence signifies utmost grace. Beautiful Bhuvaneswari, fourth of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses, is coloured like the rising sun with the crescent moon at her brow. She is the goddess of abundance and the kind priestess that provides the pathway to healing and fulfillment. She is the quality of preservation and sustaining nourishment. When we have fought hard to accomplish something worthwhile and honouring of the soul, she provides the means to protect it so it may endure. This may relate to a state of being, a project with heart, or a relationship karmically destined to unite and empower certain souls for the spiritual benefit of the collective. Her presence particularly relates to the divine beautification of the physical world, the bringing of heaven to earth. The name Bhuvaneswari means sovereign queen of the world. From Bhuvana, which means the earth, our world, and Isvari, which means female ruler. If there is a situation in your physical life that has ugliness and discord at its heart, the appearance of Bhuvaneswari signifies that it shall be healed and realigned through her grace. Believe in the beautiful possibilities of what you are yet to experience, rather than placing your faith in what you have experienced thus far. Her presence in a reading signifies harmony between the masculine and feminine and beauty awakening in your world in a very tangible way. As the creatrix of the forms of all the worlds, including the world of our bodies, she holds special power to work on the physical level to bring healing to our bodies and material life circumstances. As the energy of fulfillment, wellness and vitality, Bhuvaneswari is the divine feminine medicine for those who run their energy levels to depletion, hovering somewhere between exhaustion and barely scraping by to meet all demands. She can help us replenish and to learn what it feels like to operate from a place of fullness. So what we give does not deplete, but encourage us to open more, to receive more, so it overflows. When such a giving takes place, we are strengthened and uplifted. In a reading, she indicates a shift from poverty consciousness and lack to prosperity consciousness and abundance. Bhuvaneswari is the primordial, creative divine power of sound. She is the goddess Vak, who emanates as Saraswati, the goddess of sound, music, creativity, knowledge, and healing. The oracle indicates the significance of voice, creative power, inner spiritual authority, and sound healing. All created phenomena have a sound frequency. It may not be physically audible, but the vibration can be felt at a soul level. If it vibrates higher than we do, it will uplift us. If it vibrates lower, we may feel pulled down or depleted by it, unless we can remain peacefully anchored in our true frequency, in which case we tend to influence lower energies and uplift them with our presence. Everything has a frequency. From the people and places we connect with, to the energies that permeate and influence the space where we live, and the objects with which we surround ourselves. All things have a story to tell. The more sensitive we become, the more we will feel and potentially be moved, positively or not, by that story. To surround oneself with that which speaks the story that heals us, that supports and inspires us, can be constructive for our well-being and spiritual progress. In a reading, Bhuvanasvari brings your attention to the influences in your life, asking you to note how you feel around certain people or places, and to consider how to protect and uplift your energy. Bhuvanasvari, gift of preservation, is the counterbalancing power to Kali Ma's destructive energies. With Kali breaking through the false foundations, Bhuvanasvari can help to rebuild and preserve what is true to the soul. When Bhuvanasvari arises in a reading, she is asking you to take note of what needs to be preserved, protected, and secured, even during the wilds of Kali Ma's transformation activities in your life. Sometimes a period of withdrawal to allow for protection and inner strengthening is helpful. Occasionally, we simply need to place what is precious away from the grasping and greed of unworthy hands. You can genuinely love and wish for the full spiritual fulfillment of all hearts, while still recognizing the limitations of yourself and others and responding appropriately. Bhuvanasvari helps us to see clearly by increasing the light in our lives. Her presence is also an indication that at some level you need a completely fresh start, and she will facilitate that inner reset if you are willing to allow it. This will bring you freedom and energy to reach new heights. Just put your hand on your heart as we say this prayer. It's an invocation ritual. Beloved Goddess of Universal Light, Bhuvanasvari, our beloved rising sun, priestess of the crescent moon, bejeweled and abundant with golden grace, soft with compassion, generous source of all prosperity and hope. You nurture our souls. You are the gift of sustaining grace. You are the wisdom of sustaining protection. I open my heart to you, welcoming you without hesitation into every aspect of my life, in every dimension of my being. May my soul be an altar to your love, wisdom, and grace for the spiritual benefit of all beings. May I live in complete integrity and harmony with your will. As above, so below. Jai Ma, Devi, Jai Ma, Bhuvanavesvari. Open your arms above your head. Visualize, intend, or imagine that a radiant golden goddess is shining abundant grace into your arms. As you slowly draw your arms down alongside your body, you are gently guiding a column of her golden light around your form. When your hands are pointing down towards the earth, the column of grace and light moves into it, bringing blessings into the earth's subtle body, where they can be distributed as needed for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Repeat this movement to generate the column of grace 8 times. When you are ready, finish with your hands in prayer at your heart, and you have completed the invocation ritual. So just imagine now this golden grace around your form, holding your hands up, calling on this goddess to bring this pillar of golden light around your body, down the sides, down your legs, into the earth. Imagine this light lit up every chakra as it's gone. Imagine this golden light. Even as the dog barks, a sign of your protection, your spiritual protection. To ground you in this safe space. To ground your energy. To receive from these goddesses. To balance your energy field. As Kali Ma may use a chainsaw to remove any dead branches with a skillful eye. She may be purging your vessel so that you may put the energy back into the self, ready for the branches that will flourish and provide abundance. Just laying your hand on your heart now. Excuse me. It's clearing. Protecting. Opening up all the channels. All your sinuses. Pulling out anything around the throat that hinders You speaking your truth. Allowing that to purge out. You've now completed your protection and golden auric field of divine feminine protection. So it is. You like to drink a glass of water? How long's that been? 26 minutes. Have a look at this one. Ooh, it's actually the one following this one. That's interesting. The first one, that was 19. 1 and 9 is 10. And this one's 20. So 10, 10. 10 is in both numbers, 10, 10. Sacred severance is her radical grace. She has our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or the world, or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, she is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. The fifth of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses is a most shocking form of Kali, Chinnamasta. She is the divine feminine avatar, self-decapitated and partaking of the blood that emerges from her throat. It's funny how the throat, when I was doing that before, was really, I really felt it. Looks quite gruesome, I know. It's nothing but the third eye is very much awakened here in the crown chakra. The Chinnamasta translates as beheaded. She signifies a powerful activation of the spiritual path through the confrontation of oppressive behaviours, self-limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition. So yeah, this is what can occur within the self, even self-sabotaging behaviours because of trauma, because of your sympathetic nervous system being overactive. You have now got to bring conscious awareness to any patterns within the self, to master self, to bring that enlightenment. The head is a symbol of the known, of thinking, of forms of authority. It is the head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the locus of control. So during a Chinnamaster initiation, you will not understand what is happening, and you won't know how everything is going to turn out. This is as it is meant to be, and not something you need to worry about or fight against. Now this reminds me too of, authority outside of you that supposedly run the show. However, what I'm learning, my dears, that inner world, that inner sovereignty, that inner light of having gone in the darkness through these systems where you were forced to, you were then shown the light, that things aren't always as they appear. I'll just say that. When you know, you know. So don't get too drawn by what's going on out there, okay, my loves? It's all in here. Everything is in here. You have the divine frequencies in here. And collectively, as you shine in here, it affects what's out there. That is the greatest truth. Chinnamaster is potent medicine for liberation. Her graphic iconography differentiates her from other forms of Kali that wear her favourite accoutrements of severed heads and skull garlands. Chinnamaster's severance is of her own head. This represents self-liberation. We do not need to wait for another to intervene. She shows the way to save ourselves. What did I say at the start of the video? No one's coming to save you. You have to take active participation in your own freedom and liberation through the divine masculine and feminine of what Christ and Mary Magdalene were, the template. They too spent time with the Egyptian goddesses in Egypt and had invocation rituals together, or individually, but they met, I believe, there. Richie knows, confirmation. Don't hear much about that in the Bible, do you? This represents self-liberation. We do not need to wait for another to intervene. She shows the way to save ourselves, to move from inner courage and inner wisdom. Her presence can indicate a time when you must trust yourself completely, without external support systems to rely on. The beliefs and constructs that once supported you will no longer be able to do so. Success cannot come from the tried and true paths of the past. You are evolving beyond that. It is time to rest in the void and allow for a new way to emerge. Despite the inherent violence in the image, Chinnamaster is not dead. Blood is flowing. She is very much alive. No matter how severe the challenges you are encountering, no matter what you let go of which you once identified with or cherished, your life shall continue. You, the real you, which is not who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new order to be established. And I don't like using those words because it's been hijacked, right? But it's bringing heaven to earth is what I'm on about. Because we've done the spiritual work. We've gone into the dark. We were forced into the dark. You were forced into a hell. But you came out ablaze in your soul and heart to help mainly yourself. Because unless you can save yourself, how can you help another? You went into deep, penetrating healing that cut through the noise, the deceit, the hate, the envy, the jealousy, the complete misunderstanding of who or what you represent. Because through your life experiences, it pointed you to a door, a tunnel of light, a portal into a world you once didn't know existed. And you realize that Christ was with you all the way because he helped open up the Kundalini within, the energy of the snake, to bring balance to your body, opened up your intuition, psychic gifts. You now can see the dimensions in present day. It's a feeling. The birds, the animals respond to you in a way where they're communing with your heart and soul, the unspoken language, a knowing, the gnosis. And you've found a part of you that you didn't know was missing, that is hidden. You are now on a frequency that most from your past have fallen away. Until such times that you may be reunited as you help the goddesses to anchor this light in this earth realm. It's just a call there. You, the real you, which is not who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new one to establish. Things will never be the same because your real self is powerful enough to shed the false layers and radiate its inner beauty and wisdom more freely. Her partaking of blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by them. It is reassurance that at a deeper level you are gaining something from the chaos and destruction in your being and your life. As you continue to move through the process of change, you will gain energy for something new. Chinnamaster is self-nourishing through the spiritually conscious application of destructive energy. I'm just going to read that again. You will gain energy for something new. Chinnamaster is self-nourishing through the spiritually conscious application of destructive energy. You may have lit a match and let it burn because it needed to. It's just a knowing. Chinnamaster shows us that transformation is not about trying to change others. It is about tackling our views, our fixed identities, and our attachments to power and status. Let it go. For no one, regardless of who's looking on, can diminish the value you've attained within thyself. And that is the grift. Even if a situation is causing us pain and it appears to be under the control of another person, Chinnamaster initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. So, like we were saying before with that other card, you know, about your spiritual sovereignty, you get to choose who gets to stay in your energy field and who doesn't. Those that are lowering it, I suggest maybe withdrawing to go into protection mode. If needs be, severing if it's extremely toxic. So yeah, Chinnamaster initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. We do not need to control outer circumstances or other people. So in other words, just withdraw. No control, just let them be. Just do a clean cut. Within us is the energy we need to continue on our path. It's all within. We can draw what we need from within. Chinnamaster leads us into deeper terrain where we can release tendencies to self-sabotage through ignoring our intuition, truth, and needs. So don't ignore your intuition, your truth, or your needs. Always place your hand on your heart every morning and ask, what is my intuition telling me? What is my truth? And what are my needs? We have the power to get out of our own way. So here's the invocation prayer here. Chinnamaster, self-decapitating one, fearless freedom and honouring of the truth is your way. You give me with protection through the necessary endings I initiate based on the truth of my heart. You guide me to draw from the power within to feel the necessary healing. Under your protection, I shall come back to life in a new way. With your unflinching honesty and unwavering courage, I am filled with inspiration and readiness. My blood is rich, flowing, and desirous of new life. I embrace the path before me, letting go of what I have known myself to be. I place myself within the beauty of your wild, 4411 then. I place myself within the beauty of your wild and unconditional wisdom. I trust in the new destinies now ready to unfold for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jai Ma, Chinnamaster, Jai Ma Kali. New destinies. We've got new destinies, folks. We've got a new page, a book that needs writing. So, so just put your hands on your head for a moment and say, through the wisdom and grace of Kali, Chinnamaster, I release all attachments and conditioning that no longer serves me. Just say that again. Through the wisdom and grace of Kali Chinnamaster, I release all attachments and conditioning that no longer serves me. And again. Through the wisdom of grace of Kali Chinnamaster, I release all attachments and conditioning that no longer serves me. It says, flick your hands away from your head as a flicking off shreds the bondage that no longer serves your awakening. Repeat the movement as many times as you like. Allow it to feel good, relaxing and releasing for your head. Repeat the section again, but at your throat. And then finally at your heart. When you are ready, and with your hands in prayer, you have completed your ritual. I pray this will be a release for you. I'm going to go up. Sweeping it across your third eye. Sweeping up from your throat. Giving it to the universe. Now your heart. Any attachments there, releasing the cords. Just taking a glass of water. Right. 48 minutes. That whole spirit, divine team. You know it's good when your mind goes blank. Anything that you continue to feel in your throat, just keep working through it. I've had some sinus things, so sending you so much love and healing. Just burped then, so it was a release. It's an alchemy. An alchemy of the energetic process that we've just been through. Feels so good. Just bask in that energy of feeling free, unencumbered, clear-headed, safe, protected, loved. Sending you love, folks. Have a good day or night. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. But the universe has got my back, so que sera. Love you.